Hello, we are Sornia. As always, a pleasure to have this exchange with you, the exchange that we have of our communication, letting you know how things are progressing. And they're progressing. They're progressing in the ways in which we all feel will bring the satisfaction and the enlightenment, I guess you would say, of many on your planet. There's such a great, you call it great awakening. We would too. Eyes opening up. So many of your fellow humans are beginning to shed the blinders that they've had on. Being aware that they even have blinders has been a huge step forward in allowing everyone to begin to understand the true meaning of having free will and the true meaning of who they are in the context of your experiences here in this very limited time that you are on, or in, we should say, the matrix of the third dimensional reality on Earth. We want to point out that, again, many of you are carrying a larger burden, if you will, of responsibility in your efforts to awaken others. Or, I guess that sounds pretty lofty and, I'm here to awaken others. But it is true. You're here more than that to help others awaken. You are all here on Earth to help others find that compassion, find the unconditional love, find the truth of their eternal self. And you've done that by finding that first within yourselves. Some of you are critical, though, of yourselves and your progress. And that's what we kind of want to touch on today, to give you encouragement to know that that's the very thing that we are hoping that you, as a group of aware beings, are able to begin to take that limiting belief, because it is a limiting belief, that you're somehow not good enough. You're somehow powerless. This is a big energetic force that permeates everything on your planet. Every form of communication that comes from outside of you, that comes from these institutions and the various other forms, all suggest that you are not capable. Watch your media, watch your movies, watch the way you have these shows that people are talking with each other and going through the events of the current events that you call them. And there's always a vibration and a frequency of being a victim. And somehow it's really increased on your planet because it's ready to be eradicated. So remember that. But it's really increased on your planet. It's through all of these various means of communication. And there's a purpose behind it. And it's been ongoing for thousands and thousands of years. It's the biggest energetic force that has kept humanity trapped in their understanding of who they really are. Because when you take on this human suit, you descend into it gradually, coming from the ethers. You begin to feel that. You begin to experience it. It's very interesting to observe it when you are, that aspect of your soul is coming first through the astral, and you're still feeling uplifted and energetic, and you're feeling all of your purpose. You really are. You've got your tasks at hand, what you want to accomplish, how you want to live your life, what you want to do to help others, and the excitement. And then as that process, as you're coming through the various etheric layers of your entry into the human form. You remember, it's just an aspect of your soul is coming in and you're settling in. It's so interesting, and you feel it because you still have that awareness as an infant. Well, you're not even an infant yet. You're just that seed that's been planted in the mother's womb, and you begin to absorb all of the energetic influences, frequency, vibration of the mother, coming through with the father also. That's why, they're both in there. You are getting the DNA and the genetic information of both mother and father, and your soul begins to squirm a little bit. And at that point, many will choose to not continue the journey, and then the woman will have a miscarriage and lose the baby, because the soul says, okay, I got what I needed from this. Those that continue on begin to deepen the feelings of limitation and victimization. And again, it's coming through, you're absorbing it. It's necessary. It's part of the process at this time. It's not something that will always be. This is what we're trying to change, but it is what the process is now. And you begin to absorb that from both parents. And then you begin to absorb your environment through the womb of the mother. And as the child grows within the mother's womb, it's absorbing everything that the mother and the others around her, so the parents, primarily the mother, because she is the one that is moving through all of the experiences, but everything that is coming from beyond also the child is absorbing. And you've been duped, not so much this group, but so many have been duped into believing that the life that comes forward doesn't have any feelings or thoughts, or it isn't really alive, let's say, that it's a nothing at those early stages of conception and growth within the mother. And this is not to judge anyone for choices that they make or belief. And in your current climate, we may get some feedback that a lot of you will disagree with this, but we're just telling you the process. What you do in your life is up to you, okay? But you are already a sentient being before you are conceived. You are connecting with the energies, because it's a necessary process to conception, the energies of mother and father as you are growing in the womb. So we tell you this so you can understand the importance of knowing the entire process for yourselves, because you came in that same way, and in a more limited way, because your environment was much more restrictive and less aware than it is now. We're talking about the outside world and everything that's changing. So from that point forward, this little nugget that is in the mother is already a being that has thoughts and feelings and all of that. It's bringing that in. So as it progresses, it becomes more absorbing everything and taking in what it needs for its entire journey. And then there, of course, is the time when the child then comes forth in that miraculous experience that you would call birth and the creation and life coming forward, which is an incredible experience. And it's so many ways a miracle, but in that child has already had many months or maybe longer of experience. So the child is already ready for its journey in life. And two, here, many times a soul, let's say, will say, okay, this is all I need, and will choose to depart the form and not continue and have a full journey at any point. See, it's the soul that's choosing to have the experience of at what point, how long it wants to live, how long it wants to have the earthly experience. So, it can happen early on, it can happen midway, it can happen at any point that the soul decides to depart the life form that it is growing in the mother and end that journey. So the soul is always in charge of the experience. It's in agreement with the soul of those around it. So again, this may be very controversial for many of you. We're just asking that, you try to understand the process here without judgment, without falling into what the arguments that are so prevalent in your environment, in your world today. So again, take this for what it is and ask yourselves if this is difficult for you to hear in any way. Just ask to be guided so you can understand what it is that we are looking to share with you here. But moving forward, we gave you all that information so you could understand that everything that's happening, you're never without the power to choose what it is that you want, to choose your journey. You are always in that place of deciding. So going back to what we were talking about in regards to dissolving, transmuting, and eradicating basically the energy of victimization and you being powerless on your planet is the primary task, I guess, at hand for all of you and all of humanity. When you are able to dissolve that energy, transmute it into the opposite. So victimization, what's the opposite? You feel empowered, right? You know yourself as an eternal being. You know everything is experience, and you feel your own ability to be everything you can be and have this experience that's called three-dimensional earthly existence. And you begin to embrace it, I guess, with more joy and more excitement because you see things more as an experience and less as duty or responsibility or have to, or it's being forced on you. So this is what's going on. This is what you are all working with. So some of you are farther along than others and pretty much are ready to share this with others and to help others see this about themselves. And we're there to encourage you to keep on doing that through your own ability to express yourselves through your truth, speaking your truth, being your truth. Your behaviors come from your truth and you begin to show that. And that is how others begin to connect if they want. Not everyone's going to recognize this, especially in the climate that you're living in right now. There are so many that feel the need to be a victim. It's how they identify. Don't be angry with these people that are choosing that route. Please see them with love and compassion. See everyone with love and compassion. Everyone needs that. That is how you are going to ultimately change things in a way that will bring you to the ultimate goal of ridding this planet of that energy of being a victim. And more than this planet, but that we can talk about another time, the influences that everything is intertwined. And we've suggested that through our other sessions. So that's kind of where we're at. We want you to kind of ponder that. Again, some of the things we talked about might make some of you feel upset or maybe uncomfortable. That's not the point. We wanted you to understand the process here. And we are very pleased with how so many of you have grown so much, so shining your light. We see it. We're very, very happy. So are you. You know, you may not always feel it because of that human suit and the struggles you go through by going through life, but wow, it's really incredible. So we're going to end here. We love you very much. This is a beautiful time, and keep doing what you're doing because it's all working and working to bring you all to a good place. So that is all for now. We are Sornia. Goodbye.